All right, should be sent. Okay, just giving us some knowledge about the war news and all of that, and how it's really not gonna be that bearish.
Of the fundamentals behind the cryptocurrency
You can
market
hear it, right?
and what the data is talking about, and some principles that are surrounding
Heard. Oh, you can hear. Okay. Oh, you can hear. Okay.
it currently. So let's
Yeah,
get into it, shall we? First things
definitely.
first, I want to it currently. So let's get
Yeah,
into it, shall we? First
definitely.
things first, I want to bring your attention to this post that I made in Daily Investing Analysis channel. Professor Adams, keys to understanding war in crypto. I think this is very, very important, so I'm going to read through it here in this. So apparently there's some sort of a war going on. I've covered this plenty of times before, but I know that people have goldfish memories, so I'll address it here again. Is war bullish or bearish for Bitcoin? What drives Bitcoin's price is liquidity. The changes nothing with our approach. So it asks the question, is war bullish or bearish for liquidity? The answer is liquidity up since both sides want to finance their operations to win the war. Money printer goes brr. This means at the margin, war is bullish for big term. Markets hate uncertainty. Uncertainty is term. Markets hate uncertainty. Uncertainty is risk. This is how it's defined in classical finance. War is chaos, and for this reason, having less exposure to risk assets while there is uncertainty is rational in traditional finance. This means war is bearish for crypto in the short term. So, short term down, long term up. Send it higher in Q4. Also, it's worth noting that war, relative to the size of the global economy, is not really that big as it stands today. With BTC rising through Q4, it won't be because of the war, it will be because of the existing liquidity that was coming anyway. Remember, fucking Fed printing, Bank of England, or the fucking ECB, I should say, easing policy. We got China printing. Holy shit. So this, by size of those other things in comparison, the war is very small, and the global economy effect of these major economies is very large. So the war will probably contribute like 1 to 2% of the bullishness, which is just a guess, right? But it's going to be very small.
So as you mentioned, he's basically saying that. Well, I mean, I know that you know, but what I want to point out is how he said that it won't be a drastic change. So let's say, like how we were saying earlier, when we had the Bitcoin chart up, when we had war news, it went from 61,000 all the way down to 48,000 to the downside. Then it's like we had war news at 66K, and then just like you said, we're still holding 60K. Like we're not going down below that. I mean, who knows, we can, but I'm saying now it's been 2 days already, and we're still around like the 60,000 to 61,000 range. So let me see
Major
this.
economies is very large. So this, by size of those other things in comparison, the war is very small, and the global economy effect of these major economies is very large.
So it's basically like all the bullish exterior macroeconomics and exterior factors are basically just overriding the war news in a sense, especially since it's Q4. Like maybe if this were to happen like at the beginning of the year or something, or like, something or another, we probably go even lower. But like he said, I think there's more exterior factors where it's just like keeping us up. A Q4 is just so bullish where it's like it's not gonna be a huge, huge change on the downside. You know what I mean? I don't know if he
Yeah, it's like ignored on the downside.
right,
Um,
a hundred
bullish news
percent
is exaggerated on a bull run.
right. I think I don't need to show him anymore. But yeah, if you wanna
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree with that for sure. Definitely. I feel like it's a smoke and mirrors, this war, manipulation. Well,
right,
there's more things have happened in the world. Iran, right, versus what is it now? Israel.
right,
But holding 60K is that's what else news can we get for it to go lower than that? If we
right,
can't, it's the signs are there. The signs are there,
right.
and I'm staying in the market. I'm bidding.
Oh yeah, I don't think that I'd even. I mean, that even the other day when I rotated like some funds out of Casper, it was just so many fees where like I think I paid like over 200 or 300 in fees by like having to like swap everything without bridging and things, and I'm like, bro, it's not even worth selling, bro. It's not even. I'm just gonna hold it. So I don't know if you want to pull up some charts and then I'll stream it or
Yeah, I could pull up some of the stuff I have for us today.
okay.
Um, and then I guess we could do some like just macro first, and then we could talk about altcoins after
Right.
that. I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Round out. Let me share my screen. Let me know when you see it.
All right. Okay, it says stream is paused. I think you have it minimized. There it goes. Perfect.
How about now?
There it goes. Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, okay. But it's on our Discord, right? Let's see.
Yeah, you probably have to change it to like screen
That was the
one.
wrong screen then. How about now? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, my internet's slow, so yeah, perfect. You're good.
All right. So we got Bitcoin dominance here. Well, I guess we start with Bitcoin first, and then we'll go with some
Right.
of the more um, exterior analysis. I'm starting with all fresh charts, so we're pretty much just doing it from scratch. It's good to look at a clean chart every day, just so you
Right.
just don't stick with what you've made in the past and you made up your mind. It's good to
Right.
have that clarity and not be, on, forced on one side or the other, bull or bear. So we're still within this flag, which we talked about, and it goes straight to 100K. You probably have seen it all over Twitter. But just pulling the flag real quick, could pull this on like a 3 day. Like we barely hit the break it, right?
Right.
But I assume um, this is just a shakeout.
Right. Have another leg
So
up.
this is the breakout. It goes to 100K, right? Another leg up, eventually 100K. That is minimum I see for this cycle.
Right.
And we are just holding right now 60K. Um, we made a higher low on September 3rd, right? Let me
Right.
make it green so we could see. And we broke our August highs here convincingly. And this is a 3 day chart.
Ah, I see.
So
I
that's
see.
a pretty big piece of data, as well as the 5 day and the weekly. So this is confirmation that we have higher high and higher low.
Right.
I'll make it a different color just so we could see the differences. Like we literally broke that on a macro candle chart, the weekly.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's already confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. You're gonna say something.
Oh yeah, my bad. I was just saying Calvin literally said that 2 or 3 days ago. He was like, dude, hey, you look at the chart, we're making higher lows, man. Like it's looking really good, like super clean up.
Super. So as long as we don't break this 51, or even the closure was technically like 54, we're still gonna be at a higher low, which is still a bullish structure. We could literally still correct to 55, another what, like 5, 6%,
Right.
even 8%. But I mean, we're still well within a bullish structure. It's textbook. And we're down 33% on the macro swing. 33. Bitcoin typically does a 25 to 30, 35%
Mm.
in an uptrend, correction. So
Right.
this is typical. Typically, it doesn't take 7 months of it. That's kind of like why we're here.
Right.
And some people are uncertain, but again, we got this flag forming, and I could clear out this drawings. But one last thing before we move up to a different chart is the 200-day. We just broke out of it like a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
September 17, and we're still above it. So if we stay above it on the daily, um, we're still in an uptrend
Right.
as well. Like that's another way to look at it. Like just looking at the past times we've stayed above it, it's been a bull trend.
I see.
So we're still above it. That's another confluence right there.
Right.
Yeah, 60K is a pretty psychological level as well. So it's pretty good that we're there.
Yeah, anything above 60, I
Kind of look at
believe,
it
is a
this
sweet
way.
spot. I just, it still bullish, man. We were at 20, 30K, 40K this
Yeah. All right. So I think we both agree we're both bullish.
year. Mm-hmm.
Time will tell when exactly we're gonna break out. Probably it's gonna be a few more weeks, maybe second half to last half of October.
Right.
We'll still probably end up being positive on average of 30%. So I still am with that for sure.
They just,
Bitcoin does.
up and you see all your alerts. This is up 10%, 20%, 30%. Bitcoin is up 8%, in a day or two. Like, so it's just a matter of time.
It'll happen quick when it does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, BlackRock is buying, so
Yeah, they
I don't think
wouldn't be
they're going
buying
to
if they were
be losing
uncertain.
money, right?
Right. Right. That's one
Yeah,
thing
that's
they
another
don't do.
confluence right there. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not mixing this emotions of, we're gonna die. If we do
Right.
have World War III, I mean, money's the last thing in our minds, probably. So
Right.
last cycle, Bitcoin from the end of the bull market, which is January of 18,
Mm-hmm.
to the start of the 2021
Right. Of
was
alt season.
nearly 1,100 days.
Wow.
And then at the end of the May to now, we are at 1,200, a little bit over, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still what, like 10% within the range. So I'm expecting it to do fall down the next time we do break all-time high, and that's when altcoin season does happen. What
Right.
we had in May or February of this year was a little bit of a taste,
Right.
but a lot of coins are about to go parabolic if on the next leg up here. And ETH BTC now, I noticed a huge correlation here. Looking at it, let me go in and point in. Or I could just put a line bar literally here, crazy over it.
Oh, I
See, over
see.
here was the accumulation range. Accumulation range. As soon as you break above it, this was like a deviation right there. As soon as you break above it, this was like a deviation right there.
Right.
It is
Right.
it is literally the line of action, and
It's
literally the line of action. And
it's touching right on it right now. It's touching right on it right now.
we're touching right on it right now. We're touching right on it right now. So literally, if this holds, which which is looking pretty decent.
Right.
War news, which is looking pretty decent.
Right.
War news, and we're still not below it. We're actually still on it. This is a macro support and confluence with a weekly touch on the oversold RSI.
Wow. Okay.
And this RSI and this is the weekly chart. As you see, it's going up.
Right.
So I could label it bull because it's a bullish divergence. Is going up, implying that eventually it's going
To bounce.
to bounce to the high side. It's like giving us that clue there,
Right.
and that's very typical for it to, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that
those are the confluences, man.
yeah, that does look clean. It looks clean right there. That's a good explanation. I didn't know that. That's cool. Speaking of alt season, I heard that it usually would be like 6 to 8 weeks of just pure like parabolic. Do you think it's that short?